Welcome to duplication and merging. So in this video we are going to learn about duplication, because there are two types of it, and create one mesh from multiple objects. So let's hop straight over into Blender. So here we have our wedge pointing upwards that we were using before. So we want to make a duplicate of that wedge. So if we go down to Object, and about midway up there are two duplicate options. There's duplicate objects and duplicate linked. They are almost the same, but they have some radical differences. So we're going to first of all duplicate linked. Now nothing happens immediately, but if we move the mouse we can see there's another wedge right next to it. Now these two are linked, and we can see in the outliner it's produced another wedge with wedge 001. I'm just going to name that something more appropriate straight away and call that the copy, just so I know which one's what. So, because they're linked, they should do similar things to one another. However, when you're in object mode, if you just say change the scale of something, it doesn't affect the other object. And you may be wondering, well, they're linked, well, why isn't this one resizing this one? Because they are linked, and that's the whole point of linking them in the first place. Well, if we go to edit mode and we start playing about with our model, let's say moving that edge down, you can see then it does affect the other side. And similarly, if we hop over to this wedge, our original one, and go into edit mode, we can see that that also affects it. So that's really cool. So you can alter the actual structure of a mesh. However, you can scale things completely independently of one another. So in object mode, these two are actually an identical mesh. However, this one has a different Z scale to it, so it's slightly taller. In fact, in this case, it's twice as wide along the bottom. So it's a great way of using a base mesh and actually using it to create more things down the line, but also vary them so they're not all the same. Now, if we switch over to duplicate objects, and I place this one over here, it is completely independent. It's essentially a complete copy of the wedge. In fact, it's a copy of this one because that's what we've copied in every form and face. So if we went into edit mode on that and moved it about, it is completely independent of these two. Right, so I want to get rid of that redundant wedge, and I can actually delete it straight here. See, I see it's wedge copy 001. I can right click there and just delete. Alternatively, I could go down to switch it to object mode, then go to object and delete is there, or press the X key and confirm. But I'm just going to do it in the outliner. So we have these two wedges here, and it's produced two meshes, as we can see, but we may want that eventually to become one object. So how do we do that? Well, let's open up our tool shelf again. Now you can leave these things open, by the way. I just put them away when I'm not using them because I'm running at a lower resolution than you might be. And we see an option here to join. If we click join, well, it doesn't do anything because we've not got two or more meshes selected. So if we hold down shift and select the other mesh, we see that one is active, which is orange, and this one's gone a kind of red to mean it's included in the selection. If we now go to join, it's actually put them under one mesh. Now, incidentally, that's also broken the link that they had before. So we've got both things selected there. However, if I just select this one, it now moves independently. So they're no longer a duplicate linked object the moment you join them back together. It's worth bearing that in mind. Okay, I feel a challenge come on. Are you guys ready? We're going to create a periscope. So, I would like you to create a periscope existing of two wedges with a cube in the middle. And just to make it a bit more challenging, I'd like the periscope's base to be at 0, 0, 0. And just for reference, this is the type of shape we are looking for, a very basic periscope, or I suppose looking at it, a 3D parallelogram. So pause the video now, go off and give that a go. Okay, welcome back. Let's hop into Blender and see if we can solve our periscope issue. So I've been playing lots with these wedges. I've been moving them up and down, moving them left and right, and so I've got myself in a bit of a pickle. And if you ever do this, you may want to consider remaking your wedge, because it can sometimes be quicker to just start from scratch rather than trying to repair these wedges so they look like the periscope. They're a bit hard to work with at the moment. So I'm just going to delete my wedge completely. I'm then going to create a cube. I'm going to zoom in and let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go into edit mode, and with a vertex select I'm going to remove that vertex there and this one here. You may remember this from the creation of our wedge. And I'm just going to delete the vertices, and then I'm just going to join these up as we've done before. And that will create our first wedge for our periscope. So the next thing we need to do is, well, a periscope is that plus another one. So I'm going to go to mesh. I'm going to, let's switch into object mode first. I'm going to go to object and then go to duplicate. In this case, I am going to just duplicate it. I don't need them to be linked. And we've got our other one here. So I'm just going to click that, and I'm going to place that still at 0, 0 on the XY. But I'm going to basically lift it up, let's say by 4 for the moment. So it's just above the other one. Okay, it looks like our wedge here isn't at 0, 0, because that was the position of the 3D cursor when we started. So now these two should be in line with one another. Now this bottom one, I want it to be the other way round, so I'm going to rotate it, let's see, skewer through the x-axis there. I'm going to rotate that by 180, so it becomes upside down. That's great. In fact, that's looking good already. However, that's not on the base at the moment. However, I'll deal with that in a moment once I've joined all of these together. The final thing is to put a cube into the middle of this mesh. And again, it's produced the cube at the 3D cursor rather than anywhere else. So I want the X and Y to both be 0. And here this just needs to be 1 by the looks of it. Nope, let's try 2. Perfect. So there we have our base periscope shape. Now what we want to do here is just lift it up so its base is where Z basically equals 0. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight all of my objects, and I'm going to go to Tools on the side here and go to Join. So there we go, we've got one shape now, one mesh that makes up our periscope. I just need to lift it up. And as we can see, the origin of this shape has been set to the bottom. So in this case, I think we just need to lift it up by 1. So if we lift it up by 1, bang, that's bang on the surface complete. So there we go, there's our periscope. How did you guys get on? Please remember to post your periscope in the discussion so we can see how you got on.